Good morning and a happy Wednesday morning to you. Okay, you guys, I have one story for you, and then I decided to bite the bullet and watch Polo for you. It dropped on Netflix and tell you what I thought. And for those of you who say I thought you didn't have Netflix, I don't, but I have a friend who has Netflix and she was kind enough to let me log on and watch. Oh my God, it was, yeah. All right, let's cover the one story we have and then let's get into the review. My goodness, you guys, you owe me big. All right, let's jump in. Let's get there. Let's go. Prince Harry was at an art gallery party in New York last week. We're going to discuss that in the next video. But he was there to celebrate the launch of a fundraising exhibition for Sentebale. Because behind the scenes, there's been a lot of changes going on. Well, this week, we know he's already lost other people. This week, Richard Miller quit as the chief executive after 5 years in the role. Now, this is right after Baroness Chalker, who was the overseas development minister, stepped down. That was last month. They lost Johnny Hornsby last year. He stepped down after 11 years as a trustee, 5 of which he was the chairman last month. And we found out that Andrew Tucker, who Harry calls Tux, stepped down from his senior position after almost a decade. Obviously, something ugly is going on here. So with this guy stepping down, Miller is the last London-based chief executive, which means they no longer have any connections to the UK. Sentebale no longer connects to the UK at all. What they're trying to say now, the spin that they're trying to put on it now is that they want local people to take over the leadership. It has nothing to do with the fact that they can't hang on to staff, which we all know is an issue. It's got nothing to do with any of that. No, they want local people to take over. That's a load of crap. You and I both know it. Whatever. All right, let's move on to our big story for today. Here we go. I hope you guys totally appreciate me because I bit the bullet and watched Polo. It is a 5-part docuseries and it follows the U.S. Open, which took place in Wellington, Florida earlier this year. And we know that because we saw the pictures of Nacho and Harry, filming. Now, Harry and Meghan hardly feature in this series. That's not a bad thing, but it's reminded me of a Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. It's just the Real Housewives of Polo. I'm not kidding. Now, the articles are claiming, and I watched it, that the drama is thanks to a showdown between polo icons. There's a life-changing accident mid-play, a baby shower that goes wrong. I was like, what? Supposedly, they want to break down the stereotype that this is just for the rich and famous. It's not going to happen, and let me tell you why. The first few scenes show people pulling up again in sports cars, women in hundreds of thousands of dollars in clothing, flashy jewelry, champagne, people's houses that are 10 times bigger than Harry and Meghan's, but yet they somehow want to show that anybody can play polo. I don't think so. They talk about what it's like to date and marry one of these polo people and how difficult their relationships can be. Are you serious? I mean, is this literally, as this went on, I began to really think, is this a joke? At one point, Meghan is talking to the polo players as if she's on a royal visit and then invites Harry into the conversations. Here's some behind-the-scenes pictures I previously showed you about this organic moment that Harry and Meghan were having with one of Harry's friends. Now remember, Meghan is supposedly fluent in Spanish, although the only time we've ever heard her speak is in very controlled situations. There was some talk in Colombia that she had an earpiece in her ear, which she probably did. Well, apparently in the documentary, she shows off her skills by speaking in Spanish with one of the polo legends. Also, a little reminder, the woman from Sentebale came on the stage during the trophy moment and wanted to stand next to Harry, and Meghan wouldn't allow it. Meghan shoved her over into the corner because Meghan wanted to make sure that she was front and center for the entire thing. The really disgusting behavior. So I just wanted to remind you of that as well. They do talk about the amount of money it takes to play polo, which I find shocking. How do you talk about how anybody can do it when then you then have to talk about how expensive it is? They talk about what they do with the horses. I was shocked at what they do with these poor horses and how much money that has to cost. So I'm watching this and I'm sitting there and I'm waiting for something. They start explaining about how big the field is, what a patron is, because you need money to be able to play polo, what a chucker is, how, it looks like they're just running around on the field, but actually this is the way the horses play and this is where I'm not going to lie, you guys, it was boring as all get out. And I'm not just saying that because Harry did this. It was one of the most boring things I've ever seen. I mean, one of these mothers, they go, here's her resident, just like in the Beverly Hills, the Real Housewife of Beverly Hills or Real Housewife, this is their residence. And then they go in and, she's talking about how wonderful she thinks her son is when he's playing. Or there's one woman who's pregnant. Well, my life is going to change once the baby comes, but I don't think my husband's life is going to change at all. I don't think he's going to help me with the baby. Like, you're living in a dream world. I'm sure your husband, if he can afford this kind of house for you, can afford assistance for you when you have the baby. Like I'm telling you, this show showed such elitism. I was like choking. So here's what I got from watching it. Here's my review. Number one, it is a very stupid sport where, in my opinion, animals are abused. The night before they play, they decide what order things are going to be by popping balloons filled with confetti. It reminded me of a very bad gender reveal. Everybody that's playing is incredibly wealthy. Most of them inherited their wealth. And there's nobody there that, you would go, oh my God, I hope he wins. Because it's basically privileged people showing us how privileged they are. There's not a lot of drama. They try to make drama, but there's just not a lot. I want to give you one of the drama-filled storylines. Are you ready? This woman who's pregnant is having an amazing baby shower, but her husband has to leave halfway through to go play polo, and she gets upset. Drama. That same man, when he gets to the field, is shocked because one of the other polo players knows the name of the horse that he's going to ride. Ooh, drama. This guy comes off as a very wealthy, very entitled, self-centered jerk. There's nothing. What you see is a lot of champagne, sports cars, bad treatment of animals, endless what sounds like gym workout soundtracks, a lot of hip hop. For me, this series is nothing more than a dull indulgence about a rich person's pursuit. And by the way, one of the magazines wrote, and I was shocked, they wrote, this horsey hiccup is another bad nay day for the Sussexes and their media ambitions. In other words, guys, it's being panned and it's going to fail. Now, you don't have to believe me. Go ahead, go online, go watch it. It's time you'll never get back, but it's really just not worth your time, I'm telling you. I can understand now why Netflix was so upset. They hired Harry and Meghan. The problem is they wanted them to dish on the royals and they've run out of content. This is all they can come up with. Now I know why they didn't want to release it. My goodness, you guys. Okay, don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe button and the thumbs up. Then go down into the description box where you will find the link to video number 2 for today. You don't want to miss this, my God. All right, follow me over. Let's go.